There we are. Quick glitch. Hopefully a seamless glitch. Hopefully a seamless glitch for my viewing audience. I'm going to give you a peek of my dog Holly as I'm waiting for the massive audience to join me today. The massive audience for me to join today. Hello, Track Days. Hello, Mr. or Mrs. Tang. Well, our massive audience is an audience of two, but I appreciate each of you. But it looks like I may have had you, then I may have lost you, but that's okay. I am patient. I talk about things a lot that I'm learning on my path that is life. And I'm realizing the tortoise wins the race 9 times out of 10. And if you're just consistent and you don't put all your emphasis on results or on, achievements or accomplishments, and it sounds, confusing, I get it, you're going to do a lot better because you're not going to get bummed out on the bad days or the hard days or the days you don't achieve your goals or accomplish your dreams. Good morning, Josh. Hello, Minnesota summer. Okay, Holly, you go lay down. You go lay down. You've been on the TV enough. Come on, you go lay down. Let's see how long that works. Come on, Holly. She's a little spoiled. She's my dog, Holly. Hello, Brian. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Josh. No, I don't feel like petting you. No. I think she understands. I take her out. I pet her all day, but sometimes I just don't want to pet her. And this might be one of those times. She'll be back. Don't you worry for anybody out there that feels bad for Holly. She gets a whole heck of a lot of love from me. But good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Stay at Home with Ken. This is a show that I've been doing in various iterations. I don't even know if that's a word. Versions, I think, would be a word that I do know is a word. And so I better stick with versions. For quite some time. I started the show, it'll be 5 years in June. And I was living in a dark apartment. I was feeling bummed. I was missing the woman of my dreams, my house, my family, and, just going through a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of us, the longer I've done this show, the more I realize that a lot of us go through stuff every day. And that really stuff is a part of life. And stuff, and you can define what stuff means to you. It can mean a job loss, a divorce, a sickness in the family, a what have you, a flat tire. So it can run a range from real big to real little and everything in between. And I know we all face some stuff and we all are dealing with things and we're all doing our best to try and navigate our paths that is life. But again, 4.5, almost 5 years ago now, I wasn't doing a good job. I had a really negative voice inside my head saying horrible things to me. And I realized that talking about my stuff made me feel a little bit better. Started doing it live. Hello, Beverly, on another social media platform. One thing led to another. Here I am. It'll be 5 years again in June. Still talking live. Still posting a lot of videos. Hoping and believing in my heart that I found a new calling, a new reason, a new passion, a new career opportunity for me, because I've really enjoyed this. And the messages and the comments of people reaching out to me that connect when they do always makes me feel real good and gets me to keep plugging away even on days when I don't want to plug away. And believe it or not, there are those days. I enjoy the show a lot. I do it totally unscripted, almost always. Always right before I push live, I go, what the heck am I going to talk about? But today, I wrote a little list of 4 things that were on my mind that I wanted to talk about today. And hopefully we'll touch on them all. Maybe we will, maybe we don't. I don't know. But anyway, before we jump too far ahead and get talking about my list, for those that have been watching a while, let me drink a little water. For those that have been watching a while, you know the show. There's a little old coffee in the bottom of my cup. I like to celebrate my first sip with you, the viewer. I'm looking for a place to dump this coffee. As is often the case, I have two little babies, and one is one and one is about 2.5. And they're kind of similar size, and they're kind of messy, and I don't know, I'll be giving them maybe life cereal or something, and they'll drop some on the floor, and or an orange, let's say. They'll drop one on the floor, and I'll look around for somewhere to throw it. There will be nowhere to throw it. You know what Dada does? He pops it in his mouth and eats it. And I'm going to play that same strategy with this. This doesn't count. This does not count for anybody watching as my first sip of coffee. So look away. You know. But anyway, now, like I said, this show's about me sharing my love of coffee. And I am so excited to have my very first sip in, not counting that one, in about 45 minutes. And my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you. I am pouring from my carafe because I do not know how long my show's going to go today. I do know a week or so ago, I was going live, and I ran out of coffee, and before I ran out of conversation. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and you don't want me to do that. RJ, thank you so much for liking all the lives, and thank you, everyone, Renee, and Karma, and Magnush, and Rosie, and Paulie, and Donna, and Mary J. Thank you all for joining. I so appreciate you guys. Again, this is a show about me sharing my love of coffee. It's one of the things. It used to be called Coffee with Ken. It still is. If you can read this cup, it might be backwards on your screen. I do not know. But Coffee with Ken is kind of the overall thing that I do. I drink coffee and I talk. And there's various spin-offs of the original Coffee with Ken show. And this is the spin-off called Stay at Home with Ken. And the reason it's named that is because my wife and I have two beautiful babies, along with I have 3 stepkids and 2 older girls from a previous marriage. My wife works 4 days a week in a job that's fit for her. And on those 4 days, I stay at home and I feed my babies and I change my diapers and I do my best to clean the house and keep a good attitude and not go mad at how often we watch Sesame Street. But I do a fairly good job at it. I think I was born to love on my babies. I think I have a fair amount of maternal instincts, if you will. And again, I'm so far from a perfect parent. So far from a perfect parent. But I sure love my babies. So anyway, with that in mind, again, I have a hot cup of coffee in front of me. I'm excited to have my first sip. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, I started this morning drinking the coconut mocha. It's my wife's favorite. As I mentioned, my wife's off to work, so I made my favorite, that I have, and I'm drinking the peppermint mocha right now, and I'm going to have another sip for you right here. Oh, it's good. But anyway, E.T. Mole asked, would I rather win $1 million in paper money or $1.5 million in loose nickels? Well, although I could use the money, I promise you, I really can. Despite me being a stay-at-home dad and a full-time content creator, the bucks haven't exactly been flowing in too aggressively just yet. So I'll say this, despite the fact that I could use the money, the thought of getting $1.5 million in nickels, in loose nickels, sounds extremely problematic. Sounds extremely problematic. And just turning it in to the bank, I don't know, the truck that would be required and what have you. Beverly Brorman asked if I got remarried recently. I don't want to talk too much about this. My wife and I, again, we have 2 beautiful babies. We're doing our best to reconcile. Our babies deserve our best effort and deserve all the love of a happy, warm, loving home. And we are doing our best to work out our issues and to love on our babies and learn how to. We always loved each other, but learn how to, I don't know, get along just on a day by day basis. We're both strong people with, strong people. I mean, strong personality people with big opinions and big thoughts. And we probably both think we're always right. And sometimes we don't see eye to eye. And if you both think you're right and you're not seeing eye to eye, something's got to give. And we're working on that. So I appreciate that. What is this, sir? Caesar asked. What is this, sir? Caesar, it's Stay at Home with Ken. Where have you been? Are you new? Just hopping on? So anyway, to answer the question about the nickels and the dollars, I'd rather have the probably the $1 million in dollars, because I can't imagine what a $1 million in or excuse me, $1.5 million in nickels would look like, or what I would do with it, or where I would cash it. You used to be able to. I remember I'd take big bags of change in to my bank, and they'd count it, and it'd go. And every once in a while, the machine would go because I accidentally had a paper clip or a button in there. I think because of that, maybe they stopped doing it and stopped offering that service. And I don't know where people take their change in these days. Don't know where people take their change in these days. But again, I don't want $1.5 million in nickels, although that would be a good problem to have, and I could probably figure it out. Let me have a little more coffee, and I will get to my list of things we want to talk about, unless anybody has any questions. Caesar's asking if anybody goes to work anymore. I think that's a valid question and an interesting question, and a question I've been asking myself a lot. And I think since COVID, life's changed and the world's changed, and kids get snow days when we get 3 inches of snow, and school's canceled if it's below 0 degrees, and people do a lot of Zoom meetings and telecommute and work from home like never before. And because of that, I think my show, Stay at Home with Ken, and this is going to transition nicely into my first topic. Stay at Home with Ken is a good idea. I'm a stay-at-home dad and a content creator. I was a realtor for 17 years. I left that a year ago. I worked at Target for 7 months last year. It was interesting. It was my first typical job, if you will, where you clock in, you get paid a wage, and no matter how good or bad you did, you earned the same wage, and no matter how much you cared or how much you didn't care or how much you hustled or didn't hustle, nothing really seemed to matter. And it was a weird feeling for me because I've always been in sales jobs, and again in real estate or as a stockbroker before that. The more I hustled, the more I made, and it was totally foreign to me having a regular job where you clocked in and you clocked out and you left your work behind you. But anyway, where was I? Oh, so anyway, I'm a stay-at-home dad 4 days a week / content creator. I have been doing my show for about 4.5 years. I talk about a wide range of subjects from mental health, sleeping issues, weather, dogs, children, fatherhood, divorce, relationships, financial struggles, financial success, various career paths, the markets, anxiety, sobriety. I haven't had a drink in over 2 years. And but most of all, I think I talk about moving forward and persevering and getting knocked down and getting back up again, because that seems like a common theme that's been going through my life. And yeah, because I got knocked down a lot. I'm me. And I don't know, me being a 6'2" bald dude with this mouth seems to get noticed a lot. And it's great to get noticed in certain aspects, but sometimes you'd like to be hidden in the back and not the one called on or not the one asked to, I don't know, what have you. And but my life is my life, and I'm leading it the best I can. and making the best decisions and making mistakes and hopefully learning from them more often than not and doing my best to navigate the path that is my life and learn a little bit as I'm walking down it. And because of that, I share it with you guys, what I'm learning. And I don't know, I have fun doing this. I have fun doing this. And yeah, I have fun doing this. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't do it. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't do it. So anyway, let me drink a little more coffee. It's getting a little cooler, my coffee. Speaking of cool, and this isn't on my list. Oh, this is not on my list. The weather's warming up. I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois, a town of about 150,000, about 30 miles west of Chicago. Over the last 2 or 3 days, the temperature was hitting lows in the mid-teens at night and rallying up to maybe 0 during the day. I think right now it's about 13 degrees. We're going to hit a high of 17. I got a dog, and let me tell you, if you got to walk a dog first thing in the morning when it's negative 12 out, it is not a pleasant experience at all. So when I walked my dog today, and it was, I don't know what it was, 0 or 3 degrees, something like that, it felt almost balmy by comparison. I just took a poopy diaper, if you must know, out to my garbage can outside. And the sun was shining down, and I felt warmth from the sun, and I was ready to get on my suntan lotion and strip down and lay out and get some sun. But no, it's not that warm, but it is about 15 degrees. And relative to what it was the last couple of days, it feels really warm, really warm. It's amazing. Thank you for everybody that's joining. Kate and Dave and Big Sky Montana and Patsy and Bill and Timcat. Thank you all for joining. I so appreciate that. Again, I used to do this show. I do variations on this show. I used to go live every day at 8 o'clock. About 3 months ago, again, I started, my wife found a job that she thought was awesome and perfect for her, and she's going to do great at. And I've been a stay-at-home dad 4 days a week and doing my best the other 3 days a week and kind of moving forward and doing the best I can. And I wasn't able to go live at 8 o'clock. And I've moved it now to stay at home with Ken. And I go live right after I put my babies down for a nap. For anybody just tuning in, I have a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. They're both a little older than that, but we'll round down for now. And just laid them down and think the 11:30 to 12 o'clock hour is a great time for them to nap. I was trying to get them down at 10:30 for a while. But that was causing more stress, and one of them would go to sleep and the other wouldn't, and I'd be kind of fussing and fighting with them all day. But by 11:30, by lunchtime, I think they're both pretty tired. I feed them lunch, I lay them down, they crash, they sleep. We'll see how long they sleep. Love my babies to death, but life's really good while they're sleeping. You know what I mean? So anyway, I have a few subjects I'd be happy to talk to you about if you want, or anyone can ask me any questions. I'm going to talk first about content creation. And I was watching a video as I was preparing my baby's lunch today, and it was a guy, I don't know what his name is, but he looks like Jesus, for lack of a better word, and he's does pretty highly edited videos and fancy videos. Thank you. They look nice, but it's him with a microphone talking and sharing his social media knowledge. And he seems to have a lot of knowledge. And he was giving the viewer guidance on what TikTok's going to be looking for in 2024. And he was talking about long-form content, more family-friendly content. And he mentioned a few other things that he thought TikTok wanted and would value and would push and what have you. It just kind of got me thinking. Again, I've been doing this show for 4.5 years, and I'm not even close to uber successful content creator, but my audience does grow every day, and I do enjoy what I'm doing, and I think what I'm doing offers value to the viewer. It might not offer any value to you that's watching right now, but there's people out there that are going to want to hear about anxiety or sobriety or divorce or career ups and downs or what have you. And that is the story of my life. I'm a guy that's had a lot of ups and downs, and I'm going to tell my story the way I want to tell it. And I always have. I don't play trending music. I don't even know how to find the trending songs on TikTok. I want to find a song that fits the mood of whatever video I'm showing. I don't do the quick edits where you hop in and out and, quick choppy videos like a lot of people do. And maybe that's part of why I'm not growing as fast as others. But I'm okay with that because I'm doing what I want. I'm creating the videos and sharing the message that I think is important to me. And I want my audience to find it. And I think if you're always chasing your tail and trying to do the content that TikTok wants you to do, I don't know. I think you're always going to be a week late and, out of fashion. I think you lead by leading. And you lead by following your heart, and you lead by doing what is right for you, and you lead the people that you should be leading. And whoever finds me or finds my videos or finds value from them and follows me, I appreciate. But if this isn't for everybody, not everybody wants to talk to some 55-year-old guy in Illinois about mental health or about sobriety, and I get that. And I'm okay with that. But there's people out there that need my message, and I'm going to share my message in the way I want to share it. My point is, although I appreciated his video and some of the information, I'm going to keep doing my videos. Honestly, it sounds like TikTok's coming to me. They're doing what I think my show's pretty family friendly. I don't swear. I don't, do any crazy stunts. My videos aren't me falling down and slipping and, silly, zany videos. They're just a guy talking about life. And they tend to be a little longer than the average. And I don't know, it feels like it's working for me. And again, my audience is growing every day, and I feel good doing it. And I'm proud of what I do. And hopefully excited about the difference that I'm making. So that's my thought on content creation. Let's drink a little coffee. Oh. Saw the movie Pulp Fiction last night. Has everyone out there seen the movie Pulp Fiction? It's a good one. I saw it in the theater. I think it was released around Christmas in 1994. And I saw it with my brother at a theater, I believe, in downtown Elmhurst. And again, I live in Naperville, which is about 35 miles west of Chicago. And Elmhurst is maybe 10 or 15 miles from here. What type of coffee am I drinking? I'm drinking Starbucks peppermint mocha right now, and I'll take another sip. Mystic saying I look like Bruce Willis, Vin Diesel, or Uncle Fester. I've heard all of them. But that gets me back to watching Pulp Fiction last night. Saw Pulp Fiction last night. It is just a great, great movie. And the first time I saw it, I'd never seen another Quentin Tarantino movie at that time. And the way the story is presented in layers, and they kind of shuffle the layers around, and you see, and this is spoiler alert, you see the John Travolta character getting killed about halfway through the movie, yet he's in the last scene in the movie. And the way they layer it, and the way they tell the story, and the characters involved, I just really enjoyed. And it's a great movie that I hadn't seen in a while. Yeah, there's some violence, and yeah, there's some yucky scenes, and I don't like real gross, yucky scenes or too much violence at all. But again, the couple scenes that I think are rather disturbing were worth the price of admission. So really enjoyed Pulp Fiction. Travolta did a great job. I saw the other day, I think on TikTok, that Travolta's like 69 years old now. And Pulp Fiction came out 30 years ago this year. 30 years ago. And that was a big reintroduction of Travolta. He was obviously huge in the 70s with Welcome Back, Kotter and Saturday Night Fever and Grease. And he was a huge, huge star. But he kind of wasn't the flavor of the day in Hollywood for a number of years and kind of fell out of favor and stopped making any movies of any real substance. And I believe Pulp Fiction was his first big movie back, or first real movie back that really put him on the map again. And I think it was Tarantino I heard interviewed. He goes, yeah, he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't in any movies. He wasn't highly rated or what have you, but he went out to dinner with Travolta and he realized what a mega star the dude still was, and how much fans had a connection with Travolta from his characters in earlier movies and shows. And amazing, though. Again, I think he's 69 now. And it was 30 years ago that Pulp Fiction came out. And I talk about this a lot, but time moves fast. And for anybody out there that's 35 and feeling like their whole life's ahead of them, it is. It is ahead of you. But realize you're going to wake up next week and you're going to be 55 years old, and in a month you're going to be 75. So appreciate the moment and live in the moment and value the day, and realize every day is not going to be perfect, and every thought you have is not going to be perfect, and you're going to have some struggles, and the smoother you handle the struggles, the more you're going to enjoy life. Mystic says, check out Reservoir Dogs. I've seen it multiple times. Again, I struggle with a scene in there. Won't talk about the specific scene, but there's one scene that I just can't watch. I just can't watch. It's so disturbing, but I did think it was very good as well. And he also did a movie called True Romance, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Strongly recommend that to anybody that hasn't seen it. But anyway. Well, we'll talk about one bite at a time. I want to touch on one bite at a time. It's a theme I talk about a fair amount. I've struggled with anxiety most of my life. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll feel stressed, or I'll wake up early. That's why I do my Coffee with Ken show, or my first sip video, usually around 5 o'clock in the morning, because I wake up, I'm in bed, my mind's racing, I'm worried about anything you can possibly worry about. And one thing that's helped me, I have a bunch of things I do or utilize, or a bunch of thought processes I utilize to feel a little bit better. And the one I want to talk about right now is one bite at a time. I came down today. My house was a mess. We had a big dinner. We got 2 babies. We got 3 stepkids. There was stuff all over. And I was kind of stressed about it, to be honest. I wanted to do my video. I knew my babies would be waking up soon. Was feeling stressed, and am proud to say that I've gotten to after lunch now, and I've worked everything down, and I've taken care of my babies, and I've cleaned up where I can, and I've made the messes smaller, and I'm moving forward one step at a time. And by the end of the day, the messes are going to be taken care of. My babies are going to be well rested, well fed, and well changed. And I'm going to feel really, really good about my day. So if you're out there and you struggle with anxiety, or worry about paying bills, or getting through the day, or doing appointments, or whatever things you could be worried about, because I worry about everything. First of all, know you're not alone. Secondly, I think if you just look at things as one bite at a time, or one step at a time, and sometimes those steps can be very, very small steps. Moving the laundry from the from the washer to the dryer could be a step. Brushing your teeth could be a step. Getting in your car and turning the ignition could be your step. Making your bed's a step, what have you. And again, if you look at life and you look at the challenges, and I'm proud to say, again, I had a huge messy house, and it's still somewhat messy, by the way. But I've taken it one bite at a time. I've beaten back the kitchen. I've taken care of my babies. I've got everything organized. And I think this afternoon it's going to feel real good, again, on a one bite at a time way to finish off the tasks I've started, and to get my day done. So I'll drink a little more coffee. And by the way, going live today was a bite. It was a big bite for anyone watching. And I appreciate anybody that's watching. First time watcher. I don't know. Again, I have fun. I have fun doing this, and hopefully I talk about some things that are worthwhile. And I think that I do. And please subscribe or follow my page on whatever social media platform you're watching. Andrew agrees with that step system. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, because if you look, and when I say one bite at a time, the expression comes from how do you eat an elephant? And everyone's going, well, I can't eat an elephant. It's huge and leathery. But the answer is one bite at a time. Because you can't, I couldn't clean the house and take care of my babies and get through the day all at one moment. But I could do my morning video. I could bring my babies down. I could feed them their snacks. I could change their diapers. I could, you know, do some dishes while they were watching Sesame Street. I could, you know, do it one bite at a time and go through my morning one bite at a time. And suddenly I feel on top of the mess, and my babies are sleeping, and they're going to be sleeping another 2 hours. So here I am going live with you, and it feels real good. So let's have a little more coffee. Last thing on my list, I'm going to show you my handwriting. I hadn't brought out a notebook in quite some time. Again, I was a realtor for 17 years. I used to journal a lot. I used to write a lot and keep notes a lot. And I was always on the move, always had my computer bag with me and that notebook. And if I had to write down anything, I'd write it in there. But haven't brought it out in months. It's been hiding in my cabinet behind me. And today, right after I put my babies down and was getting ready and doing the last couple things I had to do before I went live, I had a few thoughts. And again, the topics I wanted to talk on were Pulp Fiction, one bite at a time, content creation, and the last one I'll touch on, and it's a little redundant because I talked about it yesterday, but it's on my mind because it's in my body. And Austin loves the fireplace. Well, thank you. Thank you. I just kind of learned about it, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I'm flipping through YouTube, and all of a sudden there's this fireplace video. Feels so good. It even crackles. Hello, Yvonne from North Carolina. Thank you for joining. Yvonne's a name I know. Talk about operating at a calorie deficit. And I feel funny almost being scripted like this, but I'm going to be scripted, or at least touch on that subject. About 3 days ago, it was 3 days ago, it wasn't yesterday, the day before yesterday, I was at Starbucks and I realized I was hungry. And my first instinct was to go up and get a donut, because if I'm hungry, I need to feed the beast and take care of that, because I shouldn't be hungry. You know, hungry is slightly, in my mind, was uncomfortable, a bad feeling that you need to fix. However, and let me say, about 5 months ago, I realized I was about 10 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. I was 218, 219, 220, right in there, which is a little higher than I'd ever really been. And I joined a gym, and I've been working out, 3 times a week for 5 months. And I realized I hadn't lost any weight. And part of it's because I think I've been gaining muscle and getting stronger, but I still have the same useless 5 or 10 pounds around the midsection. And the reason is because I would dive in and I was trying not to eat ice cream and cookies and sweets and cake and pies. And I was trying to resist the temptation that is to eat all those donuts. Good God, I love donuts. I love everything. Peanut M&Ms. Oh my gosh. They're all so good. Halloween was hard for me. Thanksgiving with pumpkin pie and whipped cream. Christmas, New Year's. The holidays just keep coming and wailing on you if you're trying to lose a couple pounds. And I did not do it. So I was the exact same weight I was 5 months ago when I joined the gym. And I realized 3 days ago that my first thought when I feel hunger, and I think it's probably a lot of our first thought is, ooh, this is unpleasant. We got to fix this. We got to take care of it. And so we go eat, we'll eat chips, we'll eat, cookies, we'll eat donuts, we'll eat dinner, we'll eat whatever, and we kind of just eat constantly so we're never hungry. And I believe that perhaps being hungry, and I'll warn you, don't anybody follow my advice because it's just me. It's just me. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, and I don't even claim to really know anything, but I have some thoughts. I think I'm enlightened. I'm searching for answers and thinking a lot. I have an active mind. Hello, Dennis. I used to be obsessed with fast food, but now I cook everything at home. I lost a ton of weight. Way to go, Andrew. Nice job. Yeah, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do it. But for me, I realized over the last 5 months, I was trying not to eat ice cream. I was trying not to eat donuts. I was trying not to eat peanut M's and cookies and what have you. All the things that taste so dang good. And I believe what you focus on expands. And if I'm focusing on, even if it's to not eat cookies, I'm still focusing on cookies. And my mind's on cookies, and I'm in a state of suffering, and I'm going, whoa, there's cookies in the kitchen. I would love to eat those cookies. And that's what I'm thinking about. And it's a struggle, and it's a tug of war between your willpower and the cookies, the great taste of the cookies that are in the kitchen. But I realized 3 days ago that I think hunger's good for you. And being hungry is good for you. And I believe when you're hungry, it's your body telling you that you're burning probably fat. If you have excess fat, you're burning the fat that you don't need. Isn't doing anything except lugging you around and, something else to do to pull up when I'm trying to do my pull-ups at the gym. It's just extra weight that doesn't really provide a whole heck of a lot of benefit. And I realized that if I changed my attitude about being hungry and started looking at hunger as a good thing, just like I look at the struggle of bench pressing or the struggle of doing curls at the gym, as a good thing, my attitude about dieting or losing weight could change dramatically. Because no longer am I going to try not to eat peanut M&Ms or try not to eat cake or try not to eat food. What I'm going to try and do is when I feel hungry, I believe my body's at a calorie deficit and I'm burning more calories than I have in my tummy. And when that happens, you're going to burn the fat that's sitting around here. And I weigh 219. I think I'd look awesome at 205. And about 3 days ago, my attitude changed suddenly. So now when I'm hungry, my first thought isn't to run into the fridge. It's, hey, this is good. This is good. My body's burning this fat that I want rid of. And it's a little change in mindset, but I think it's done wonders for me. And what I'm going to do, I'm no longer going to keep track of the junk I eat, because when I eat, I'm going to eat whatever the heck I want, and we're just going to see how it goes. But I'm going to try and increase the number of hours a day that I feel hungry, if that makes sense to you. And yesterday, about 3 hours in the morning and about 1 hour before dinner, I felt hungry. So that was 4 hours. And I'm looking at those 4 hours as times when my body is burning the stuff I don't need. And this morning, I started feeling a little bit hungry around 6 o'clock. And I called myself officially hungry at about 7, and didn't eat lunch till 11. I popped in a couple little things, maybe some oranges and bananas, and that I was sharing with my kids, but really nothing of any consequence whatsoever. And I am sure that this is the right way for me, at least, to think about eating. Because when I eat, I'm going to eat whatever I want. I got some French silk pie in there, and I'm going to enjoy the heck out of it. But I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. But I'm going to realize that for 5 hours probably already today, my body's been running at a deficit. And my body is a machine that burns what it can, and what it can is probably the easiest thing for it to get to, since there's not a whole lot in the tummy, is probably the 5 or 10 pounds I got around my midriff. That I don't want there. And I'm excited because I know it's going to work. And I'm telling you, I was 220.8 or something. I weighed myself yesterday. And I know it's going to work. There's just no way it's not working. And I think when you eat and you're full, your brain kind of fogs up. You get tired, you want to lay down and kind of digest your food. But when you're hungry, I think your brain's more awake. And your senses are more awake, and I don't know, you're just ready to go, and you're less lethargic, and your brain works better, and your body's you know, ready to go. And it feels real good. And so now, again, my attitude has just changed. I'm enjoying this time when I'm hungry, but when I eat, I'm going to eat till I can't eat no more and I'm going to rest. Because in the wild, when you have access to food, when you, being an animal, let's call it a lion, and we are all animals at the end of the day, a lion is going to gorge till it can't eat no more because they don't know the next time they're going to get a meal. They don't know the next time that their pride is going to take down a wildebeest. So they eat all they can and then they sleep. Well, we're not in the wild. We're not lions hunting wildebeest. I know exactly when I'm going to eat next. I have a refrigerator full of food. I got French silk pie in there. So I'm not concerned about that. So I can be hungry. If you're in the wild and you pass up food, you might not eat again for 3 days and it could be a life, could end your life. But that's not true with humans. We have access to food pretty much whenever we want it. And again, I'm just excited to see what I can do. Combine that with my weightlifting that I'm doing. I think in a couple months I can probably lose, 5-10 pounds. And I'm excited to see the results, and I'm excited to share them with you because I'm pretty darn confident that if I feel hungry, 4 or 5 hours a day, my body's going to work the way it's meant to work, and I'm going to eat when I want, or excuse me, what I want, when I want, and let my body enjoy the feeling that is hunger, just like I enjoy lifting weights or enjoy going for a run or what have you. And I'm so excited about it. Nurse Anita agrees with what I'm saying. Nurse, I appreciate that. I am sure it's going to work. It's just got to. Again, I haven't eaten. I've had, again, a little spoonful of yogurt and a couple slices of orange and a little bit of banana today, just because I was sharing them with the kids. So for 5-6 hours already, my body is ready to go. My body's, and I think it's pretty neat. I think it makes sense, and I'm excited to see the results. So stay tuned, follow my page, subscribe to what I'm doing, and I so appreciate you joining me today. Because again, I have a ton of fun doing this. I have 2 babies that are sleeping upstairs, and I probably have another 2 hours of quiet till the kids start getting home from school, and the babies wake up, and chaos ensues in my life. And I'm looking forward to drinking the rest of my coffee and eating that French silk pie that's waiting for me in the fridge and whatever else I want. Because again, I know I've done my work, which is, being hungry. And again, it's not work. I'm looking at it as a good thing. And I'm just changing my attitude about hunger. And I think that's going to pay off. So anyway, I don't know if I have anything else for you. It's Wednesday. I'll show you what it looks like outside my window. That's what it looks like outside my window. It's beautiful with the snow. We probably have, 6 inches of snow out there. We're probably going to get a inch or 2 more in the next couple days. Temperatures have warmed up. It's about, like I said, about 15 degrees out there. And but it was much colder the last couple days. Frightfully cold, painfully cold. I had a hard time walking poor Holly, and she had a hard time walking. Holly's my sleepy dog who's laying right there. She's an English Springer Spaniel. She's beautiful. But anyway, I don't know if I have anything else for you. One more sip of coffee. I so appreciate you guys for joining today. I have a lot of fun doing this. I'm excited about my afternoon. I'm excited about my day. I'm excited about a lot of things. But most importantly, I'm excited about the moment. I'm excited about life. And I'm feeling good and I'm moving forward. And I hope you're feeling good as well. I hope your week's going well. I hope you got a great, great night's sleep last night. I hope, Kayla, thank you for saying that. I hope, I say this every day, I hope you're loving yourself, because I think loving yourself, you got to love yourself before you can really bring that love to other people. And I think before you can love yourself is you got to forgive yourself for whatever screw-ups you had earlier today or yesterday, or be easier on yourself. I'm going to say this. The other day, I put my cup of coffee on that, I don't know what that's called, that furniture piece. behind me, and my son Augie's 2.5, and he climbed up and knocked it down. And I go, Augie! And my youngest stepson was there. He was 9. He's 9. And I said, I'm so stupid. I left it where Augie could get to it. And my stepson looked at me and said, Ken, you're not stupid. And it was really the sweetest thing. And he's right. I think so often we're our worst critics and we punish ourselves, and the inner voice we have calls ourselves things you'd never call anybody else. I'd never call anybody else stupid, but I said I'm stupid because I put the coffee a little too close to the edge. And out of the mouth of babes sometimes comes the best advice. And William looked at me and said, you're not stupid. And it meant a lot to me. And I think I'll leave you with that. So learn to forgive yourself and go easier on yourself and be kinder to yourself. Because if you can't be kind to yourself, who's going to be kind to you? So, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. I so appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you are feeling good, loving yourself, forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.